Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So, daily we see updates on the Biden administration and what seems to be uh, uh, quite a show of things that are going wrong. And I think it's just a big reveal. You know, I think what they're doing is revealing to us just how evil they are and how corrupt they are. And as the days go by, more and more people wake up to this lie. We're starting to see a lot of people are saying, hey, what about the election? What about the border? What about this? What about that? Why are we still with the mask? Why blah 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 blah. So a lot of people are being affected in a lot of different ways. A lot of people are waking up in different ways. Some people didn't care that the election was suspect, so we'll call it that. Uh, and then some people are of the opinion that the border needs to be secure because we're letting a lot of people in uh, by lots of numbers. I've seen them streaming across the border into the border. Um, Texas has just announced that they're going to lock their border down and complete the wall. So uh, thank God for Texas. And so I think we're going to see more of that. People are just going to wake up and go, hey, the federal government is not serving us. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to make these things happen. We're going to get rid of the mask. We're going to secure our border. We're going to clean up our environment, and so forth. And we're not going to allow foreign countries to come in and buy up everything and so forth. So that's some of the stuff that's going on. I posted today on Facebook where someone has shared with me that uh, a lot of the Chinese companies had come in and purchased or gave a lot of uh, gear for electricity and stuff like that. Tons. I guess these things weigh by the tons, and they are able to switch them off. So that's not a good thing, is it? And there's a lot. When Trump was in office, basically he shut that down, and Biden basically unlocked that. So now they're back at their little scary little business of basically infiltrating America with their products which are very suspect, and that had been stopped out, and now, like I said, it's been turned back on. So we're seeing across the board in every endeavor, politics and education, in the judicial system, because the judicial system continues to refuse to look at anything to do with the election. So everything is basically breaking down. So what's the last recourse? We all know what that is. Yes, the military. So I think we're going to see that eventually. It remains to be seen when that's going to be. There's lots of people reporting that this is the month. This is the month for action. I feel that. We'll see what happens. Uh, I think if it doesn't happen, then people are going to start to get involved, right? And and that's good because all the way down to constitutional sheriffs, they have the authority to appoint deputies, and there's a lots of military veterans with good training that are have their own weapons that could be on call and help out if need be. So that's where that is. So there's a lot of unconstitutional stuff that's going on right now. There's like a second government that seems to be working right now, and the real government is trying to bide its time, let more people wake up, position itself, because if when whatever something kicks off and someone comes back, then we're going to see. And I know it's very painful because I see other people talk around like just get to the point, and we can't get to the point. You guys know that. So you have to we have to talk in code. We have to talk around stuff. I'm basically having lots of stuff that I talk about. I don't focus on just one thing. You see, you see the stuff that I talk about. I talk about secret space program, and that's one of the things that keeps me going, where pretty much everybody else has been wiped out, because I just spread myself around along a lot of different lines, and that way, it kind of it lets YouTube let go. He's not really focused. He's not a crazy guy. He's just crazy everywhere. I'm just a crazy guy everywhere. So when you're crazy everywhere, people that maybe on certain levels that would give you a lot of attention, they go, he's not a threat. So I'm just a guy. I'm just a dude that's out there, trying to keep people calm, trying to like help people see lots of different things. I love everybody equally, and even the baddies. I love them because it makes them weak, and that's why I do that. So let's go into a little screen share, and I'll bring some stuff up. Let's go. Okay, first thing we'll look at is I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of stuff. I'm a busy man. I'm busy. I'm busy. A busy man. You ever see the Eddie Murphy movie? I got a lot of business going on. Come on. Let's go. So I'm not that busy, but I'm pretty calm and cool. But I have this event coming up. It's 5D events in Las Vegas. I'm going to be a keynote speaker. I'm going to speak my own stuff. I'll talk about the secret space program. It's not secret anymore, so we'll call it the space program. So this is quantum consciousness and disclosure. This is March 19th through the 21st. This link will be in my description box. You guys can go down there and check it out. It's got event info, speakers. See yours truly here. Let's see. Yep, there I am. Boom, right at the top. Wow, I don't know how I got there, but I guess I was the last one to show up, maybe. So I got at the top. But there's a lot of speakers. There's pages and pages of speakers. It's going to be pretty exciting. A lot of these speakers I want to see. So I think you guys are going to find a lot of stuff that you're going to be interested in. I'm very, very excited to be involved in this. Hotel information. There's a group room reservation. So you got 5D events. You get a discount on the room. It's a very good deal. Tickets, you got ticket prices here when they come up 5D. So you got different selections. If you're a senior or you're military, you get a discount. So there's lots of different ways you can save, or you can go big and get the full Monty, get everything, hanging out, everything. Live streaming, if you can't make it, there's going to be live streaming for 196. So there, you guys are looking at me all over the world. You're looking at this information. You want this. I've had James Rink on in the Optimized Tribe. Also, some other people that are going to be in here sharing secret space program stuff. Veronica Bartolini. She's very interesting. We got Brad Olson, Dr. Koso Ouch. So he channels. So maybe there's a few channelers in here, I believe. So there'll be some very, very interesting stuff in this. Friday schedule, dinner menu. There's a Friday schedule, Saturday schedule, and Sunday schedule. Let's look at the dinner menu because, I love to eat. And on Friday night, there's Caesar salad, herb crusted chicken, and cappuccino tiramisu. Tiramisu is my number one favorite. How did they know? A dessert. How do they know that? I don't know, but it just kind of works out that way sometimes for me. I love it. And on Saturday, it's going to be a nice big one. Baccarat duo, filet mignon, and filet of salmon. So that's going to be yum. Asparagus, grilled yellow squash. And my second favorite dessert, New York style cheesecake drizzled with Melba sauce. I've never had Melba sauce on it, so that's going to be interesting. And it's also garnished with fresh berries. So, if you're a foodie like me, you love to have good food, good company, good, you have great food, you have great conversation. So we'll be having that on Thursday. I arrived there Thursday with Jay Campbell from the Optimized Tribe. And on Thursday night, we're going to have agree to meet. We'll have someplace, maybe there at the hotel, and we'll, which is the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. That's where Elvis the Pelvis, yes, love Elvis the Pelvis. That's where he performed. So it's a very good hotel. It's a great one of the best ones, I guess, for events like this. And we're keeping our fingers crossed because hopefully they're going to raise the amount of people that can be at an event in a group from 250 to 500. So we have a lot of people coming to this. Love to have more of you guys coming. Love to have you guys fill up my show. So if you're interested, definitely jump in and grab that. So that'll be in the description box. So what else is going on out there? The French Revolution is attacking the American Revolution. So this is Discovery Institute. I just love all this information that's coming out these days. Very good stuff. Dr. Seuss is going away, 6 of his books. Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling has become a widely reviled personality because she claims that boys are born male and girls female. That's insane. They don't like that. Statues of Abraham Lincoln are being torn down. Schools named after a great emancipator renamed in the cause of fighting racism. It's insane, right? Lots of insane. Suddenly, math is about social justice. That's crazy. So they're calling this the cancel culture. And it's actually in this person's commentary, which has really good points. The French Revolution is attacking the American Revolution. So the French Revolution isn't just an historical event. It's also to be thought of as a metaphor that describes a particularly destructive utopian zealotry. That's a lot of big words, right? You might have to look some of those up. No, I think you can figure that out. Similarly, the American Revolution can refer to more than the events culminating in the founding of the United States, but also because, remember, the French actually helped us in our revolution. But now, when they went into the French Revolution, they got a little crazy. Started just like chopping people's heads off left and right. They got a little crazy. If things weren't exactly how the mob wanted it to be, people got drug out and got guillotined. Not pretty. All right, the French Revolution is utopian and believes in the perfectibility of society that requires a strong, centralized power structure. We are in a decentralized new way of thinking, and everything's decentralized. So the deep state is basically trying to centralize us. And that is going against the grain. That is going against the way consciousness is moving. It's going against the way basically the digital revolution is moving. It's decentralized, and they're trying to centralize still. So it's not going to work. French Revolution focuses on self-indulgence, the American on self-restraint. French Revolution is authoritarian. It deploys institutional power to coerce adherence to the revolution's values, which is what we're seeing now. The French Revolution detests traditional religion, particularly Orthodox Christianity. That's what we're seeing now. French Revolution feels that its arguments are based mostly in hyper-emotionalism. We're seeing that now. So the French Revolution believes in positive rights secured by an all-powerful government. So we are definitely seeing, this was excellent, commentary by Wesley J. Smith, that we are basically moving into the French Revolution attacks the American Revolution. Very sad. All right. So as we move forward, we need to break that.
Did I say nation? Forgive me, but for the way they're stepping up and rising to the occasion here to protect our borders, they should be knighted a nation. But as of now, yes, the state of Texas is indeed rising to the occasion to address the complete and total chaos at our southern border. Governor Greg Abbott has announced the employment of what's being called Operation Lone Star to combat the surge in smuggling activities at the border, the smuggling of both people and drugs. According to the El Paso news outlet KFOX 14, The operation integrates the Department of Public Safety with the Texas National Guard and deploys air, ground, marine, and tactical border security assets to high-threat areas to deny Mexican cartels and other smugglers the ability to move drugs and people into Texas. According to Governor Abbott, quote, "The crisis at our southern border continues to escalate because of Biden administration policies that refuse to secure the border and invite illegal immigration. Texas supports legal immigration, but will not be an accomplice to the open border policies that cause rather than prevent a humanitarian crisis in our state and endanger the lives of Texans. We will surge the resources and law enforcement personnel needed to confront this crisis." Now,
So my buddy, we talked to a couple days ago, David Rodriguez. He was telling me that helicopters flying. He lives in El Paso, over his place. Helicopter going to the border. All right, so this is serious. They're not messing around in Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Greg Abbott, who has been real milquetoast on this, has awakened because of his constituency has basically put pressure on him, and maybe some other things have happened as well. So very important. So remember, I have been saying that we're in a global cooling, not a global warming. Grand solar minimum is what we're going into. The modern minimum is probably what we're headed towards right now. So Dutch Sense, you definitely need to be watching him going forward. He's Alaska volcano just erupted. So all the way down in the Ring of Fire, it usually starts in New Zealand. So it had massive earthquakes down there, and they're bubbling out. They're still getting lots of earthquakes. Those earthquakes usually travel around, which we've been seeing, the Ring of Fire. They're starting to hit Alaska, and that's our warning bell. Earthquakes going off in Alaska, uptick in earthquake activity, and Dutch Sense is predicting that. You see where this yellow arrow is coming in? Right here west of where I live, along the coast of California. I live in Lake Tahoe. So just west of where I live, there's earthquake activity uptick, and it's basically signaling. So I live right here on this little, where it bends in California. So California, see the little lake there, right there. So the line divides that. There's a Nevada side and California side. And right over here is where the uptick in earthquake activity is happening. That looks like that's going to get hit pretty good. So that's north of San Francisco. So we'll see what happens. So that's his prediction. There's going to be a nice little pop there. And so I've been feeling it before this happened. You guys know. I've been saying that earthquake activity is going to kick in California, and now Dutch Sense, with his excellent forecasting ability and his really good science, where the other science, so we're seeing the other science in this COVID thing, the other science, and then the science, another science that comes in and says other things, maybe more scientific, really. So I don't know what this other science thing is going on. How did this happen? I think it's because that's part of the manipulation, guys. So he gets regularly, he's been deplatformed several times. Fortunately, we've been able to keep his platform. He's close to 500,000. Look at that, 499,000. So if you haven't subscribed to Dutch Sense, go there and subscribe, support the man. He's gone through a lot to share his information, and he's been attacked constantly. So definitely someone you want to pay attention to and follow. 107, someone else you want to pay attention to and follow. 107. So what's really cool is I get some amazing people that come in and make comments. Of course, I get trolls. Of course, that sucks. But I get some people that come in and clean a lot of that stuff out too. Thank you, you Shield Mavens and you Viking guys. It helps out. So 107 shares insights and reveals what's going on in the world. This is on my other channel. I thought I was going to present this as going to have 107. It just kind of popped over just recently to 108. But it was, that would be cool, right? 107. But I did see it. Went 107,000. So this is good on my little channel. On the last time I had one on, it was coming up to on 500,000, and I was probably going to cook past that, maybe get my first million, and that got taken down by YouTube, and because they're so wise about the information that's out there and how it might impact people's consciousness, so they don't want that happening. So we got to be careful with that and make sure we don't do that anymore, right? So, but we do get some information out there. And like I said, we have some really good people that make comments. Robert Lawrence came in and made a really good comment. So check this out. I have to read this. Robert, good job. I think I'm the only one that liked it, and I actually loved it too. Robert Lawrence, I have to disagree with the comment the people on the government that one made. Actually, as Lincoln pointed out, the people are the government. That's very well said, I believe. Whereas they are the members of the sovereignty who form the entity wherein they are represented by selected actor trustees who perform in their behalf, carrying out the functions of the government governing. So you might have to read that several times, but that is quantum law, guys. Outstanding, Robert. All right. Also, Ronald, this is one of my favorite channels. Thank you very much. Michael was low key and lighthearted. I try my best. He actually listens to his guests and lets them talk. Very refreshing to experience. So great comments. Love them. Sometimes some silliness gets in there. We try and weed that out, but not always. All right. This guy, I've been listening to him for a little while now, so I wanted to share him with you guys. I subscribed to him probably a little over a month ago. He had a headline that kind of caught my attention, and I started listening to him. He's good. He's fun, and a very spiritual guy. So I don't know if I'm going to pronounce his name correctly. Behizzy. All right. So maybe that has some kind of name in history. I don't know. Maybe that is his name. But anyway, great channel. I recommend him too. Let's listen to him a little bit.
He didn't just come out with some claims about elections. No, he actually knew that these claims were right. He went to the media with it. Boop, we don't care. The media didn't care. He went to Congress with it and said, do something. Nope, we don't care. He had Rudy Giuliani go to state legislatures to do something about it. Boop, we don't care. Supreme Court, boop, we don't care. And there's a fifth option. The people that do this, the military. Linwood knows more than us. I'm sure he speaks with General Flynn. I mean, you've seen the little weird things the military do. Now, I wouldn't come out and boldly say they're in control, but I would say they are very aware of what they're up against. And I think if they were doing something, since it's a battle, we don't want violence in the streets, they have to be very prepared. That's also something Linwood said, but that's something I've been thinking about and saying on this channel for a while. Some of you want a civil war. You wanted to wake up on the 19th of January and and see a civil war. Seriously, you wanted the Insurrection Act, the martial law thing. No, we don't want that. You want BLM in the streets, killing innocent people's businesses, because it would have caused an outrage. So I believe God is working in the spiritual realm and in the physical realm. He'll use man's action to do his greater action, to lift himself up. Either God is plucking down or he's building up. So imagine what God has to deal with. He has secrets that have been hidden for hundreds of years, and he's going to essentially expose it to the people. But half the people already hate that one guy that was trying to tell them about these things. But what God will do is show them the heart of Saul. The left, in my opinion, they have the heart of Saul. They're disobeying God. Jerry Nadler's saying God's will is of no concern to this Congress. Don't let me slap you. Of course his will is of concern to this Congress. If God so ordinated the universe, what makes you think his will doesn't care about this freaking Congress? So God.
All right. So I love it. I like this little slap upside the camera. That was fun. All right. So great points, right? So we need more people talking like this. Keep it calm. We don't want a civil war. Maybe at some point when, some of these guys that do the saluting thing come around and start, maybe being more proactive that we can see, because I believe they're already active. Once that happens, I know, guys, they've been taking down some of these BLM and Antifa bad actors to leadership. People have been reporting that, and it's been in the news, in local news, and I can tell you that I know people. I know people that know people, and they say that some of this stuff is happening. Now, I used to do this in my former career as a SEAL. When we did the Panama invasion, in the dark of night, we would go and get Noriega's henchmen and pluck them in the middle of the night. And when I was in Iraq, there was you might remember that deck of cards that they had of Saddam Hussein's henchmen. I knew that my old boys, SEAL Team 6 and the Delta guys, because I was working for the CIA at the time, they were out there plucking in the middle of the night too. So the plucking is going on, guys. The plucking in the middle of the night. You like that? Plucking. You can use that word. All right. So the plucking is going on. It's fun, right? It's fun. It is, because these baddies have to be plucked. We don't want them to be rousing people up. The Supreme Court fails American voters again, refusing to hear Trump's Wisconsin election lawsuit. So they were the last straw for us. We all thought that, we had a lot of good people in there. It seems to be maybe not so much. Some of them, like Justice Roberts, are proving to be not so good. So Ted Cruz's claim that overwhelming majority. So I reported this yesterday that Biden had an executive order where he was going to allow hard criminals, felons, and also people on parole to vote. Ted Cruz said this back in 2015. He claimed that the overwhelming majority of violent criminals are Democrats, and it didn't add up to the Washington Post. Okay, so they did their own little survey, and they did their own demographics of prison inmates, and they found that the overwhelming number of people in prison, thank you, Joe Biden, were Black. How about that? Joe Biden made that happen. And yes, they are the overwhelming majority, and they are overwhelmingly Democrat. So because of that, it doesn't matter. It's wrong to think that the overwhelming people that are felons are Democrats, because they're Black. The overwhelming majority of people in there are Black. So that doesn't count. What kind of logic is that? So make it up as you go along, right? Make the science up as you go along. And that seems to be what they're doing. So again, 2017, Ted Cruz, most violent criminals are Democrats, says it again. And period on Hugh Hewitt's, H squared, that's what we'll call him, radio show Monday afternoon, Republican presidential candidate Ted Cruz, he was a Republican presidential candidate then, remember, declared that the overwhelming majority of violent criminals are Democrats, calling it a simple and undeniable fact. The media doesn't report that. So they did actually report it that it wasn't true, because there were mostly Blacks in there that Joe Biden had put out. Remember, Joe Biden he said horrible things. I'm not going to repeat them. Said horrible things back when Joe Biden did one bill in his whole 30 or 40-year career, and that was to basically incarcerate Blacks, right? And that was brought up by a lot of people, but still, it seems like a lot of people still voted him more than ever. That's ridiculously insane, isn't it? Because Joe Biden only did one thing his whole career, his whole 40-year career, whatever it was. And that was basically make sure that Blacks were incarcerated. It's insane. It's bullshit. So you would think that the Black community would notice that and not like that. But, they're heavily influenced by a lot of other Democrats. But I think the awakening process, for everyone is happening. And I'm not picking on any particular party. Both parties are extremely corrupt. I said that John McCain was an evil person long ago. So I saw him when I was in Pakistan, did a protective detail for him and looked at the boy, and I was excited. I thought he was a great guy. When I looked in that boy's eyes, I was like, evil. And then I figured out through my own process that he was supplying weapons to ISIS. And that has come out. That has literally come out. And that 17th letter of the alphabet thing, they reported that. All right. So anyway, 150 missing children recovered in Tennessee by TBI, U.S. Marshals. All right. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said it has recovered 150 missing children during a multi-agency investigation. So when was this? This was March 3rd. So the movement that President Trump started still has momentum. You know that if these guys that benefit from children, they're trying to flood children across the border right now. You know that these guys, these people, whoever they are, Democrats, Republicans, the mix, whoever, political baddies, and also baddies in Hollywood and baddies in, you name it, wood, where, whatever, they are benefiting from these children coming over the border. We've talked about this in a lot of my shows. And this is a massive problem. This is the thing that is going to break their back, all right? These evil people and all the people that support them and all the different platforms that they use to continue their evil baddiness. All right. 5 children were identified as possible human trafficking victims, and another child was safely removed by U.S. Marshals during an active kidnapping event, resulting in an arrest. Operation Volunteer Strong was a partnership between the United States Marshals, which are kicking butt on human trafficking and recovering children over the last couple of years now. These agencies were able to couple 150 of 240 children, so that means a lot more are still missing in Tennessee. What did we just recently have happen in Tennessee, in Nashville? Remember that? Wasn't it on Christmas Day, something like that, where they had like an explosion? Huh. So Nashville, as I've been hearing, is a major network transitioning point for a lot of this. So Tennessee, baddie. Nashville, baddie. So some problems there. So that big explosion was traced to a lot of different things, all right? And so we're starting to see a lot of things start to, come out. It's going to take time, I believe, for more of this stuff to come out. But like we talked about yesterday, just imagine when John F. Kennedy Jr. comes out, because he is still alive. He's been reported still alive by Juan O'Savin. He's been reported alive by many people. All right. We saw hints of him being with Trump, actually. And Trump and JFK Jr. were really good friends. And so my thing all along has been that he was not on that flight, that they found out that they were going to assassinate him and his wife and sister-in-law, and that they fixed it so that dead bodies were on that flight, so they have this little thing that when a plane reaches altitude, a bomb goes off. I know about these things because I'm a demolition expert. So probably that's what they used. They knew that we're going to use that, so they made like they were going to be in that, and they switched people out or whatever, and off it flew, probably remote controlled. And then it was blown out of the air. Took a while for them to find it, and then the bodies were cremated on board one of the ships that found it. How weird is that? That's like a big red flag, right? That should be like, what? Everybody should be like, what? And yeah, so that is kind of the things that happen. Kind of like, Bin Laden being thrown out of the helicopter into the sea, or or did they bury him at sea? I don't know. I don't think that happened either. But these things, go out there and they're presented in a way so they misdirect, and this is the kind of things that the baddies do. We're getting pretty good at their game. Catching them at their game. Speaking of catching them at their game, ole, 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 Damagard. So he's on our show on the Optimized Tribe last night, and he revealed unbelievable information about JFK assassination. So the Optimized Tribe, we're the Optimized Tribe shirt, of course. That's in the description box where you can get the Optimized Tribe gear, and you can also sign up for the Optimized Tribe. After I get off here in about 45 minutes at 5 p.m., we're going to have Mel K, and Mel K is going to blast it because we're on the other side of the wall. And, on this side of the wall, we can only say so much, as you guys have been hearing from me the whole time. I've been dancing around stuff, but I like to dance. It's cool. And so I'm good at dancing. I'm good at, smoozing and keeping things running. So that's what we're doing. We got the little channel here. It's doing good. A lot of you guys are signing up, subscribing to it. Thank you very much. And so Ole Damagard, he talked about the assassination. I couldn't believe how many people were involved. I heard there were a lot, but he went over we had to stop at 13 because we're like 2 hours into it, and they were like, I think he said 4 more. So I don't know if that was 13. There's 4 more, and we get to 13, or there's 13 or 4 more. There were, he named everybody, named them by name. George Bush Sr., mafia types, named them, named the people that were doing the shooting, where they shot from, where they were located at as backups, how many times they shot, where they were supposed to shoot at, and multiple shots that hit his head. They were like, it was a game changer. It was a game changer in the world. They're basically showing the world that we own you. We own the world. And from that point on, things took off in a very dark way. Drug trafficking, human trafficking, the Vietnam War took off. And that was a golden triangle for drugs. And the drugs started reaching America. Drug use in America skyrocketed. He talked about all that. I talked about that. Talked about how George Bush Sr. was involved in that. And also involved in the Mena Airport in Arkansas, the Clinton crime family, on and on and on. I love the guests we have, guys. It's unbelievable. So Optimized Tribe, theoptimizedtribe.com. All right, so I'm just going to show you just a few things real quick. Let's see, page 15. I love this quote right here. This is what we're talking about right here. There are 2 ways of being cheated. One is to believe that which is not true. The other way is to not believe what is true. So something's true and you choose not to believe in it, and you're cheated that way. Soren Kierkegaard. So love it. So what does he have to say in his foreword? So he talks about Olof Palme, the Swedish prime minister that was assassinated. I've done a lot of studying on that. So he's going to come back and eventually talk about Martin Luther King assassination, the Olof Palme assassination. So we're going to have him on regularly every month. We're going to have him on in the Optimized Tribe to go deep dive on each one of these assassinations. Unbelievable amount of information this man has. So the assassination shook the entire world, and overnight Sweden changed face from an idyllic small nation without corruption and violence to become part of the tough and ruthless world around it. Even politics changed course. Same thing happened in the US. They even had some of the same. So they said, same thing, one lone crazy government, all right? And Olof Palme broke it down, and there was multiple shooters. There was multiple people involved. There were multiple hit teams in case one didn't happen correctly. There were more that were going to come in and be involved. And some of the same people that were involved in the Kennedy assassination were involved in this one. So these hit teams go out and do this stuff all over the world, guys. Some of these people that are part of the hit teams have 1,000 or more assassinations. So not only do they assassinate their target, a lot of the assassins that did Kennedy were assassinated. So it's crazy. It's crazy how this goes on, that anyone would get involved. I mean, you might get a little money, maybe a lot of money, but eventually it's not going to work out really good for you to be involved with these people. All right. So it's very fascinating what he comes out with. So this is one of his ebooks. He's got lots of books. So coup d'etat in slow motion. His work is fascinating and fabulous. So highly recommend it. And if you go check that out, you're not going to be light on conspiracies. That's his website. He's got all this stuff. All right. So I'm going to be seeing you guys, like I said, on Gaia also soon. So you guys will see me on Gaia. This Thursday, I fly to Boulder. Friday, or is it Friday? Maybe Friday. Friday, Saturday, something like that. And I talk about, I'm going to be regressed by Barbara Lamb into the Secret Space Program. So I'm going to extract a lot more information that I have on that program. And then we're going to talk about it in 4 shows. So 2 3-hour regressions. There's going to be a lot of information coming out. It's going to be fabulous. I'm going to love it. I love this stuff. And so what we're going to do, Sully, SL Sully, I see you there. We're going to make you a moderator on this side too. Glad I just saw you. You are now a moderator. Shield Maven and 2 of my YouTube channels. Thank you. And so we, as we go forward, guys, more of this stuff is going to be revealed. We're revealing it. You guys are like, bumping into this. I'm in Boulder. Ryan, you're in Boulder? Awesome. Boulder's a lovely place. I've been there before in the past. It looks like some more snow coming here into Tahoe. It started snowing a little bit here earlier. And I guess tomorrow it really kicks in, like I talked about yesterday. So, yep, I need my hammer. You got it, SL Sully. Go to work. Get those baddies. And so I know there's a couple more. Like JoJo, there you are. JoJo's got. You're going to get your. Yes, the Viking sword. All right. So Shield Mavens, Viking swords, baddies that come in and try and stir up some nastiness. You're going to get hammered. All right. So, all right, Tracy Scott, love you too. Love from Ohio. Great. So yeah, in Boulder, I'm going to be doing, like I said, 3 hours on 2 3-hour regressions. And then on the next day, we're going to do recording. Looks like we're probably going to do 4 shows. So I'm a newbie to the space program stuff. We'll label it right now secret space program, but it's not secret anymore, right? So as more and more of us come out and start to talk about it, more and more people start to wake up. So I know a lot of people out there are awake right now, thinking they're all alone with what are these memories? But now more of us we're going to start to share them. So it's going to be awesome. And so you guys are going to be seeing that on Gaia soon. That's crazy, right? It's like I've arrived. I've arrived in the spiritual realm. That's like one of the top things. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about how, Gaia has changed, but I'm not seeing that, guys. I think some people that were doing disinfo on Gaia basically got the boot, and then they started bad mouthing, and then people picked that up. So that's kind of what I've been seeing about that. But if I see something wrong, I'm a straight shooter. I'll be gone too. But I don't get that. I don't feel that at all. I think everyone that I've dealt with, and I've dealt with a lot of people so far, are fantastic people. So and I can look deep into someone, right away, just like John McCain, baddie, right away. All right. Also, Bill Clinton, even though he's a very, very personable guy, and Hillary Clinton, very personable people. Their charisma is off the charts. That doesn't affect me. I look at the eyes. I look at the soul. I look at what's on them. Do they have something on them? And yes, they did. Bad. So as we go forward, more of you guys are going to be able to do that. So in my description box, you find all my courses, unleashingintuition.com, and that goes to my courses. Soon, within the next few weeks, I'll have a brand new website. It's going to be beautiful, high speed. Have Frank, who's former military, that's working on it, does amazing work. We'll definitely, probably once he's done with it, might even have him on a show, because his work is over the top, and you guys are going to love what he's done. So it's cool, you know, having lots of really great people coming in, being involved in all these different events. I love, you know, sharing. And remember, on the Optimized Tribe, we get to share a little bit deeper. But on this side, if you guys, you know, aren't up for that for whatever reason, we're still giving you guys some content on this side too. All right, lots of love to you guys, and I will see you guys next time.